and from sports to entertainment, myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Intuitive navigation. Navigate through an array of revamped categories that cater to all interests. Join the conversation with our interactive comments section. Get live TV,
confidence of the football community.
radio,
They can actually borrow.
and podcast of your favorite TV and radio shows on Joy and Adom platforms. Powerful search. Find any story with ease with a simple click. Access precisely what you're looking for. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com.
Wow.
Sounds a bit like the voice you hear when you call, Vodafone, and your call is not going to go through. The number you have dialed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably because it's the same person.
Probably.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is the same person. It's Mama V.
Kudos.
Yes, kudos to Mama V. How you doing, Agbafu? You're right.
I'm good. You?
Not bad though. I want to hire the guy at KPMG to go and talk to my bank.
To do what exactly?
Like I want some extra time.
Oh, come on.
They should dash me money and give me extra time to pay it back. Charlie. So they've got until the 23rd of February now to finish the audit
Mm-hmm.
on SML. But GRA's request for the SML, measurement equipment to remain in place has been denied. President says yank them out of the tanks while the audit is done. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we wait for the outcome of the audit.
Yeah. But I'm wondering, so if GRA's request had been granted, SML would have continued monitoring fuel levels at the depot without being paid because the contract has been suspended.
Oh, really?
So that means they would have done it without being paid,
For free?
or they will come for their arrears later.
But while they are being investigated, I don't see why they should still be. I don't know. It's just I don't know why the push to still have them on.
But I mean,
But apparently they were doing a service for the country that.
I just find it interesting that the GRA was the one insisting on their remaining at the depot. So the GRA relies on SML for something.
Yeah,
There is something that
Apparently.
SML is doing that the GRA can't do without.
apparently.
So they need them in place. That's problematic.
Hmm.
Bearing in mind that in this documentary that brought all of this to light, GRA officials were among those saying that SML is adding no value
Well, perhaps just
and is assuring no revenue.
to prove a point that they were actually doing something that was.
But why
really-
would they want to prove a point opposite to the one they made in the documentary?
I don't know.
Yeah, do. Anyway, if the MD of ECG's words are anything to go by, it's not quite clear that this VAT
On electricity?
will actually be implemented. But then anyway, we'll examine what he had to say about that on PM Express last night. We'll examine that today. I guess we can head into the unknown. After, first of all, saying a big thank you for the 6 a.m. news to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. And Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Now, of course, Akpafu, Nixon, Sabutizi, Pios, and the rest of the team have everything you could possibly need to know from the world of business right here on the Joy Business Report.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, International Monetary Fund forecasts revenue and expenditure to underperform government 2024 target by 0.1%. Also, $300 million World Bank cash to hit Bank of Ghana's account in the coming weeks as Washington-based lender expects the support to fast-track Ghana's economic recovery. Plus, Ghana Union of Traders Association joins calls by the Trades Union Congress to review the 15% value-added tax on electricity for lifeline consumers. Details coming up. Thanks for joining us. My name is Daryl Kwao. Hello to our friends listening on KT Radio in Koforidua. The International Monetary Fund says it expects revenue to underperform the government target by 0.1% of the size of the economy in 2024, whilst expenditure overshoots the target by a similar margin. The fund is forecasting a budget deficit of 5% for Ghana in 2024 compared to the government's target of 4.8%. Here's more in this report.
The International Monetary Fund's fiscal outlook for 2024 projects an overall budget deficit on a commitment basis at 5% of the size of the economy. Seemingly, this aligns with Ghana's election year fiscal performance. According to IC Research, it appears the IMF has taken a slightly conservative posture with a 0.2% of gross domestic product slippage baked into a 2024 deficit forecast of 5.0% compared to the government target of 4.8%. Meanwhile, IC Research says improving external position will curb foreign swings, but external debt restructuring is key. Encouragingly, it pointed out that the updated external sector framework showed a marginally improved outlook on the balance of payment gap, despite maintaining a pre-restructuring assumption on the external interest payment.
That was a Business Digest report. Now, the $300 million World Bank cash should be transferred to the Bank of Ghana's account in the coming weeks after the Washington-based lender approved the disbursement of the fund following Ghana's completion of the first program review under the IMF program. Senior economist at the World Bank Group, David Elmali, says the World Bank is working to quickly release the funds to aid Ghana's economic recovery.
In our view, should be helpful to the economy in a way is the reform of supported. And those reforms on macro stability really should help the private sector together, with the structural reforms on the investment climate, on the financial sector stability. The hope is really that it improves, the economy and that it helps Ghana's recovery. The other thing that's extremely supporting is our direct support to social protection programs, including the LEAP. This operation supports that, and it's a key part of the program of the Crisis Recovery Program to really help protect the poor and the vulnerable Ghanaians from the adjustment.
David Elmali is senior economist at the World Bank Group. Research lead at GCB Capital, Courage Boti, is calling for the strengthening of forex reforms to manage and sustain liquidity in the exchange rate market. His comment coming at a time Ghana's exchange rate regime is forecast to be robust in the first quarter of the year, following the release of a $600 million second tranche funding from the IMF and $300 million from the World Bank to support the economy. Mr. Boti has been speaking to Joy Business.
Well, it's more of the reforms. We've been doing a few reforms here and there. You have to control the cedi liquidity levels on the market. We've seen a switch from keeping reserves, CRR in dollars to now just cedis. All of these are ways to mop up cedi liquidity from the system and release some effects so that there will be a bit more liquidity on the market. Because as it stands, portfolio investors are not coming in with flows. They are not just open to the Ghanaian market. So as trade finance, export receipts at Bank of Ghana's interventions and things like that, those are the sources of flow to the market and what the banks are providing.
Research lead at GCB Capital, Courage Boti there. Now, some businesses and regulators are yet to start implementing the new taxes signed into law by President Akufo-Addo last month. This is despite the Ghana Revenue Authority announcing that it has set the 1st of January as the date for implementing the taxes. Here's George Affe with more.
The Electricity Company of Ghana was the first to say that due to challenges in configuring their systems, it has not started charging the VAT on electricity consumption. Joy Business checks with the insurance companies have also shown that they are yet to start enforcing the tax. The insurance companies should have increased insurance premiums by at least 21.9%. This was due to the fact that they are now required to charge VAT on all non-life insurance products. However, there hasn't been any communication by any of these individual insurance companies about charging these taxes. It is not clear for now whether push for these taxes to be frozen has been one of the major reasons why these firms haven't started enforcing these taxes. One is also not sure about how this could impact on government's plan to mobilize about 5 billion Ghana cedis from these 7 new tax amendments that were signed into law by President Akufo-Addo in December last year. The Ghana Revenue Authority had maintained that it has set January 1, 2024 as the implementation date. They'd expect every business to comply when it comes to filing of their returns, showing that they've started enforcing these taxes from 1st January 2024.
Georgia, meanwhile, the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is supporting calls by the Trades Union Congress to review the 15% VAT on electricity. President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, is rather proposing a 5% rate in the interim.
Normally, they think that when they increase more taxes, they are going to increase the revenue. But on the contrary, when taxes are so high, it tends to decrease the tax enhancement. And so they have to notice that so much as they want to add something to the electricity charges in terms of VAT, I think they can also be unique. In the they have to be very innovative in how to go about it by reducing the rate to about maybe 5% so that they can have it at the same time where businesses can also thrive.
President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng. Now, the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development has launched the 2024 ECOWAS Investment Forum aimed at providing member states with investment partnership that would contribute to the growth of their economies. According to the president of the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development, Dr. George Ejekum Donko, the forum will serve as a platform for countries to deliberate and find solutions to some global challenges such as food insecurity and climate change.
The forum will create opportunities for relevant and tangible investment partnerships and dialogues. It will also present a pipeline of development projects and programs from various key sectors, namely agriculture and food security, support to SMEs and SMIs, infrastructure and energy. Our panel will also bring experts together to address critical issues related to food security and infrastructure development.
You had Dr. George Ejekum Donko, president of the ECOWAS Bank for Investment and Development. On Investor Eye today, you could be deceived with promotions or gifts to invest in a fraudulent scheme. This means that you must always check if an investment firm is licensed before you invest. Emmanuel Mensah is director in charge of Risk Management Department at the Securities and Exchange Commission, and he talks on some of the modus operandi used to scam investors.
The forum will create opportunities for relevant.
Then there's the reciprocity tactic. With that one, they'll give you something as a bait to invest, either something physical, or they may even say that, okay, if you invest, we'll give you a discount payment and so on and so forth. It will surprise you that sometimes they even give things that you can get anywhere, maybe a certain soap or something, as a way of enticing you to invest with them. And then they also have what they call the scarcity tactic. Okay. So they will say, invest now, because they know that if time passes after listening to them, you may cool down and think properly. So they will give you some kind of urgency to invest.
Investor Eye returns next week, Tuesday. Before we go, let's check the markets for you. This morning on the commodity market, crude oil trading at $80 a barrel. Gold trading at $2,015 an ounce after going up marginally. Cocoa gained a significant $151 from yesterday's trading. It's selling this morning at $4,785 a ton. On the currency market, the dollar going for 12 cedis 41 pesos. That's on the retail market. The pound 15 cedis 51 pesos. The euro going for 13 cedis 50 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. And the Super Morning Show continues with Kojo Yankson and the team.
Yeah. That's me.
Yeah.
Yes. So, DJ Wobete has given us a song to start things off today. It's by Ebuka Songs Live. Yes. And it's called, the title is interesting. It's called Calling My Name, I'm a Soldier.